What if the moment you've been waiting for, your awakening, has already started? Erica Scott brings you an important, time-sensitive message that aligns with ancient cosmic wisdom and Pleiadian transmissions. This is not fear-based forecasting but a spiritual download of what's truly happening before the eclipse. If you've been feeling off, receiving strange signs, or waking up with vivid dreams, you're not imagining things. The veil is thinning, the window is opening, and what you choose to do next may significantly impact your soul's trajectory in the new Earth timeline. Watch this before the eclipse starts, because there's something crucial you need to remember. What if tomorrow's eclipse isn't merely celestial? Long before science started tracking solar eclipses, ancient civilizations saw the sky as a message board from the divine. This isn't just about the moon covering the sun. This eclipse is a coded transmission, a galactic checkpoint recognized by the Pleiadians. They perceive time differently, and to them, this moment has been prophesied across galaxies as a point of interdimensional convergence. Earth isn't just rotating through space, she's arriving at a doorway. That doorway opens just before, during, and after the eclipse, offering souls a chance to either ascend into higher consciousness or remain tethered to outdated timelines. This isn't about fear, it's awareness. A higher intelligence has been tracking humanity's vibration, and this event is like a cosmic exam. Will you anchor light, or will you be swept by distraction? Those who sense a deep stirring within are already tuning into this countdown. Time may feel fast, strange, even warped. That's because the soul doesn't keep time with clocks. The countdown is happening in your spirit. The moment you realize this, you're no longer just an observer of the eclipse, you're part of its purpose. Pleiadian urgency, Erica Scott emphasizes that this isn't just another eclipse. It's a cosmic pivot point drawing intense focus from the Pleiadian High Council, celestial guardians who operate beyond the linear constraints of time. They've identified this eclipse as a pressure node in Earth's vibrational timeline. According to them, specific soul contracts written before incarnation are set to activate now. Those sensitive might already feel a tug towards something unknown yet deeply familiar. This heightened urgency arises because certain dormant energies within Earth's consciousness grid are becoming volatile. The Pleiadians aren't issuing warnings out of fear but out of divine timing. Just as certain flowers bloom only at night under specific moonlight, certain soul purposes awaken only under precise celestial pressure. This eclipse is that moment. It's not just marking change, it is the change itself. If you're watching this, it's not by coincidence. The signal was sent, and your soul responded. You're being asked to pause. Not in passivity but to listen internally, to prepare for multidimensional downloads. You're not small in this equation. Your alignment, awareness, and frequency all contribute to the greater spiritual orchestration unfolding through this eclipse window. The 24-hour soul window, within the 24 hours leading to the eclipse, your body begins attuning to an invisible frequency. The Pleiadians call this the soul window, a transient phase where the soul becomes more fluid and receptive. You might notice restlessness, random emotional surges, or vivid flashes of memories that don't seem to belong to you. These are reflections from other lifetimes, reminding you of unresolved contracts or forgotten missions. Your auric field, too, becomes more porous. Imagine your energy body expanding slightly beyond its normal shell, like a flower unfolding. In this expanded state, you're more connected, not only to universal energy but to collective consciousness. It's why many feel overwhelmed or overstimulated right before the eclipse. You're not just processing your emotions, you are touching the entire web of humanity's awakening. In these final hours before the eclipse, silence becomes your superpower. It's fertile soil into which spiritual downloads can land. Stay hydrated, ground yourself, journal, and breathe with intention. What you feel right now may not make logical sense, but it speaks directly to your soul's evolution. This is your inner temple preparing for galactic communion. The invisible pulse. Have you felt pressure behind your eyes, static in your palms, or buzzing in your ears? These aren't medical anomalies. They're electromagnetic whispers from higher realms. As the eclipse nears, Earth is bathed in photon light and solar plasma waves. These waves carry encoded intelligence. Your body is a divine antenna, picking up interstellar cues designed to awaken dormant aspects of your spiritual DNA. Many report symptoms that seem unrelated to daily life: nausea, lightheadedness, or emotional unpredictability. The Pleiadians clarify that these aren't illnesses, they're energetic recalibrations. Think of them like updating your spiritual operating system. It's uncomfortable, yes, but only because the old programs are incompatible with the new light coming in. Rather than resisting these sensations, lean into them. Touch your chest, breathe deeply, and whisper a message to your higher self: I receive this activation with grace. As you honor the invisible pulse, your awareness shifts from survival to ascension. These strange sensations aren't random. They are confirmations that the spiritual world is speaking directly through your physical form, guiding you toward your ascension. Why are you being called indoors by the universe? The advice to stay inside during the eclipse isn't rooted in fear but in metaphysical instruction whispered by the universe itself. During an eclipse, the Earth's magnetic field softens, allowing interdimensional energies to bleed through. Being outdoors exposes your energetic body to fluctuating cosmic frequencies. Inside, especially in silence, you're better shielded and tuned into your soul's frequency, without interference. Erica Scott compares this to a sacred ceremony. Would you hold a sacred ritual in the middle of a crowded highway? No, you'd seek a quiet, sanctified space. That's what your home becomes during this eclipse: a personal altar for internal realignment. You're not hiding, you're preparing. What's unfolding is deeply personal and spiritually intimate. Some people may miss this call and go about their day. That's their timeline. But if you've heard the inner whisper to retreat, it means your soul is being cued for high-frequency activation. Treat this time with reverence. Light a candle, sit in stillness, and allow the invisible to unfold without distractions from the outer world. Your inner world is where the real solar event is occurring. The eclipse casts not only a shadow over the Earth but also temporarily lowers the frequency veil between dimensions. Outside energies swirl with density, confusion, and emotional debris rising to the surface. The warning isn't about avoiding danger, it's about remaining sovereign in your energy field as this planetary cleansing occurs. When you're outside, your auric field becomes more vulnerable to collective thoughts that aren't yours, emotions that feel heavy, or sudden anxiety. Not because you're broken, but because you're open. Indoors, especially in intentional sacred space, your spiritual field remains clear. You can observe the transformation rather than absorb it. The Pleiadians remind us that staying inside isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's about choosing conscious stillness over chaotic exposure. By doing so, you preserve your resonance during this powerful gateway. As the shadows move across the Earth, you remain a pillar of light, anchoring the new codes without being swept into the confusion that often accompanies mass energetic shifts. The hidden purpose behind the shadow: throughout history, eclipses have been feared, misunderstood, or mythologized. But in the spiritual realm, the shadow is not an enemy. It is a revealer. The Pleiadians explain that when sunlight is temporarily blocked, a subtle field of truth is unveiled. This shadow doesn't hide truth, it reveals what the normal light of day keeps buried. During the eclipse, our third eye perceives what is typically invisible: karmic imprints, soul contracts, and suppressed traumas. They may arise, not to haunt you, but to offer resolution. This is a sacred moment of witnessing. The external darkness triggers an internal light, one that reveals the map of your soul's current incarnation. This is why rituals held during eclipses are so powerful. The shadow invites you to sit with yourself without distraction. What are you afraid to see? What truth are you ready to face? The answers often don't appear in words but in feelings. Use this moment to meditate, listen, and invite clarity. The shadow is here to help you remember what the light once made you forget. Crystalline consciousness activation: your DNA is not static. It's a living code, vibrating with ancestral memory and galactic lineage. The Pleiadians have long spoken of a transformation from carbon-based human biology to crystalline consciousness, a light-infused frequency that allows direct communion with higher realms. This eclipse is one of the primary triggers for that transformation. As solar radiation intensifies and interacts with your biofield, dormant strands of DNA begin to light up. You may experience this as heightened intuition, sudden bursts of creativity, or a sense of connection to beings or places you can't logically explain. That's your crystalline body beginning to remember its true form. These upgrades are subtle but profound. Don't expect lightning bolts. Expect whisperings in your dreams, synchronicities that feel like messages, or emotions that bubble up for no reason. These are the stirrings of your crystalline architecture taking shape. This eclipse accelerates the shift like pressing fast forward on your soul's evolution. You're not just human anymore. You're a being in process. Why some will rise spiritually while others remain asleep. In this current moment, Earth is not splitting in half physically, but vibrationally. The eclipse creates an energetic divergence where consciousness aligns with one of two primary timelines, awakening or illusion. Erica Scott explains that this timeline split is subtle yet irreversible. Those attuned to higher frequencies will begin to feel more clarity, purpose, and synchronicity. Others may spiral into confusion, denial, or detachment, not as punishment, but because they're not yet ready. This division isn't about judgment, it's about resonance. The eclipse amplifies your dominant frequency and locks it into the trajectory you're vibrating with. If you've been healing, meditating, and choosing love, you'll experience a spiritual surge. But if your life has been cluttered with distraction, fear, or ego, the eclipse may feel destabilizing. Both paths are valid. Both are part of the soul's journey, but only one leads to conscious evolution. The Pleiadians urge you not to save others during this time but to anchor your light fully. Your vibration will influence those around you more than your words ever could. This eclipse is a mirror. It will show you not only where you are but where you're going. Choose your path with intention because timelines are crystallizing now. While you may hear ringing or feel vibration in your skull, many are reporting persistent ringing in the ears, pulsing in the crown, or tingling in the back of the skull. This is not always tinnitus, it's the silent frequency. As your energy body attunes to the eclipse codes, your pineal and crown chakras act like antennas, receiving high-frequency signals from non-physical guides. Erica Scott calls it galactic Morse code, a language beyond words that is felt, not heard. These vibrations are a sign that your multi-dimensional senses are activating. You're being tuned into the soul's harmonic field, where guidance, memories, and divine instructions are stored. The Pleiadians often initiate this process before major cosmic alignments, preparing the soul to download information it will need in the days to come. Rather than being disturbed by these sensations, lean into them. Sit in quiet environments. Don't fill the silence with noise. Let the ringing be a meditation bell calling you inward. In the stillness, you may begin to perceive messages, visions, or waves of emotion that seem to arise from nowhere. That's not your imagination. That's your soul beginning to remember.